Your starting goaltender for Manitoba, number 33, Now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise in your remove your hats for the playing of the Canadian national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the playing of the American national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to beautiful Blaine, Minnesota, the Pure Hockey Super Rink. Actually, I don't totally know who the sponsor of the Super Rink is at this point. Have we got a treat on tap for you today? The 2012 Division Championship of the North American Female Elite Showcase here on Rink 4. Team Minnesota Black taking on the Manitoba All-Stars. The starting lineups for Team Minnesota Black. On defense, number 2, Sydney Christian, and number 96, Brinley Bundy. The forward trio for Team Minnesota Black, number 8, Zoe Nur, number 16, Maeve McDonough, number 33, Emmy Donahue. And starting in goal for Team Minnesota, number 30, Aricia Gracia. I will do my best to say that as many times as possible today. The starting lineups for Manitoba. At defense, Beatrix Gibson Struthers, number 44, Marissa Thompson. She is someone to certainly keep an eye on. Marissa Thompson. The forward trio, number 5, Charlie Proctor, number 11, Brielle Montaigne, and number 71, Adley Harrison. The goaltenders, number 33, Olivia Roberts. A border battle of sorts between Minnesota and, as they are so very proud of saying, the true north, Manitoba. Game is underway. Team Minnesota maintaining possession in the Manitoba zone. Christian pinching down along the boards, going head-to-head with Thompson. Thompson sweeps it up top to Harrison. Harrison chips it in the neutral zone. Oh! She had Proctor in the middle, opted to send the puck all the way down, and that will be icing as Gracia fields the puck behind her net. She'll zing it all the way down. Of the face-off in the Manitoba end, Olivia Roberts giving instructions to the players in front of her, probably saying something like, hey, don't get in my way on a point shot. Puck played down low into the zone. Here's Nolander for Team Minnesota doing battle with a pair of Manitoba defenders. Stevens comes out of nowhere and picks up the puck. Stevens centering, looking for Preston. Preston can't settle it. Now it's Nolander. Nolander walking and shooting. And a big block shot there by Andy Wilson. It won't end up on the stat sheet, but a critical play there, getting in the way of what could have been a point-blank shot. Hardwick throws it up to Stevens. Stevens over to Preston. Preston with great speed over the blue line over to Nolander. Nolander off the half wall, drops back to Preston. Preston carries it down into the corner back to Nolander. Nolander to Preston. Preston looking for an option, zings it, looking for Hardwick. It's tipped into the neutral zone. Nice defensive play there by Manitoba's Kennedy Vokey. Walking in, here's Preston on her backhand. Preston gives it to Nolander. Nolander one-timer, juicy rebound. Nobody home for Team Minnesota. Stevens was going towards the back door. Dumped in at the red line by Vokey. Both teams will go for a bit of a personnel change. Here's Brinley Bundy. When she gets going, she can really fly. Bobbles the puck. Her momentum impeded by her own speed. Frey plays it up to Duhamel. Duhamel dumps it into the zone. Bundy going after it. Bundy puts on the brakes, spinning away from Duhamel. Duhamel goes down. Bundy goes down. Here's Volkers. Volkers sends it all the way across, going after it, Palmer Prosser. Puck goes off the boards, now held up along the blue line. Zinn's doing battle with a Manitoba player. All the way across the zone, here's Nast. Nast on the backhand, intercepted by Hardwick. Hardwick walking the blue line, now working her way in. Hardwick winds, fires! Glove save and held on to by Roberts. Boy. Ellie Hardwick has got some mustard on that shot when she gets a hold of one. 12:20 to go in the first period. We play 15-minute periods here at the North American Female Elite Showcase. Face-off won by Preston. There's a shot from the top of the dot. Pinch there by Christian. She'll carry it down, tries a centering pass, goes off a skate. Now Donahue. Donahue on the backhand, puts on the brakes, enveloped by a pair of Manitoba defenders. Manitoba playing very close to the vest here in the defensive zone. Is eventually cleared. Gracia keeping an eye on the puck as it goes all the way down. That'll be icing. It's a good time to tell you how these two teams got here. Manitoba enters today's game with a record of 4-0, defeating Westcan 4-1. Western Selects 2-1, Team Minnesota Purple 2-1, and the Aurora Junior Spartans 2-1. The leading scorers for Manitoba, number 11, Brielle Montaigne with 2 goals and 5 points. Number 71, Adley Harrison with 2 goals and 5 points. And number 44, Marissa Thompson with a goal and 3 points. Team Minnesota Black also 4-0 coming into today's game with fewer, shall I say, close games than Manitoba. Team Minnesota Black defeated the Aurora Junior Spartans 5-0. Minnesota Machine 3-1. Team North America 17-1. And the Western Selects 3-2. The leading scorers for Team Minnesota Black. There are a lot to choose from here with a 17-goal game. That would be expected. Number 8, Zoe Nur, has 8 goals and 13 points. Number 2, Sydney Christian, It's 4 goals and 9 points. And number 18, Elena Nolander, has 1 goal and 7 points. And then 4 separate players have 6 points apiece for this Team Minnesota Black squad. Here's Nolander. Nolander into the middle for Stevens. Stevens can't get the shot away. It's taken away by Wilson. Wilson wraps it around the boards, now into the neutral zone. Going after it, Duhamel. Duhamel. Nolander goes chest to chest with Angelina Frey. Nolander goes down, but somehow gets the puck into the zone. Rooney Kringen stops, gives it to Wilson. Wilson will skate it ahead, gets to the red line. It's to the blue line. Now here's a 3-on-1 chance for Manitoba, and the pass just out of reach of Angelina Frey. Here's Bundy. Bundy to Stevens. Stevens tried to go into the middle, didn't get enough on it. It's intercepted by Manitoba. A shot goes wide. 10:20 to go in the first period. Our team's deadlocked 0-0. Here's Zoe Nur. She puts on the gas and gets around the Manitoba net. Nice play there by the Manitoba defense to force Nur outside. Into the middle, there's a shot that trickles wide. Into the neutral zone, here's Harrison. Harrison, nice poke check there by Hardwick. Ends up on the stick of Montaigne. Montaigne working her way in, has it poked away. And now it's gathered up by Hardwick. Hardwick into the middle. It's a 3-on-2 for Team Minnesota Black. Preston, she's got Volkers in the middle. Centering try. Volkers goes down. Puck comes to Hardwick along the boards. Turns, fires, block shot. Hardwick gathers up the block and dumps it in. Thompson going after it. Thompson banks it off the wall. Zins plays it into the middle. It's intercepted by Thompson. Thompson has it poked away. Volkers dumps it down. Preston giving chase. With the puck now is Nast for Manitoba. Mast throws it off the boards. Puck now hung up along the sideboards, pulled free by Montaigne. Montaigne wraps it all the way around. If my eyes don't deceive me, we were playing on an Olympic-sized ice sheet, which could be contributing to the slightly slower pace of play here. McDonough going after the puck. She's got Nur in the middle. Nur looking for Donahue. Couldn't handle it. Here's Bundy. Bundy sidesteps a pair of Manitoba players right into the middle. McDonough shooting. Big save by Roberts. The puck is still loose, and the whistle blows. Olivia Roberts with an outstanding save to keep things scoreless here early in the first period. Nur will take the face-off for Team Minnesota. It's won back by Manitoba, and Manitoba will begin the breakout. A couple of players bump into each other. Bundy cannot clear. It's held in by Adams. Into the middle, intercepted by Bundy. Bundy's got space if she wants it. Opts to throw it over to Nur. Nur skates it in over the blue. Nur slides over. Beautiful pass, but it slides through the skates of Donahue. Nur in the corner. Nur with a beautiful move. Plays it up top to Zins. Zins winding, firing. Tipped it. It's in. What a goal! Allie Zins putting Team Minnesota Black on the board early. Simply stunning puck movement from Team Minnesota Black. And with 8:01 to play, Team Minnesota's up 1-0. So we'll throw it down to our man in the penalty box, Devin, and he will give us the official goal call. We want to make sure we get the goals and assists correct.
First goal, scored by number 68, Allie Zins. Assist number 18, Elena Nolander, and number 8, Zoe Nur. Time of the goal, 8:01.
So the official call is Zins from Nolander and Nur. I believe it was Zins from Nur, but no matter. Team Minnesota Black up 1-0. Stevens pinned in the corner. Somehow gets the puck out front. Backhand try by Nolander. Stopped and held onto by Roberts. Puck is down in the Manitoba end. Sydney Christian working her way into the middle. As the puck slide off her backhand, tried to make one too many moves there, carrying it out now, Rooney Kringen. And Kringen stopped short, the puck turned back into the Manitoba end. Now dumped all the way down, the puck will roll and it'll lose momentum and won't get far enough for an icing. Nur up to Nolander, into the middle, Harrison for Manitoba. Held up at the Team Minnesota blue line. Here's Christian. Christian, long pass across to Prosser. Prosser over to Nolander. Nolander tries to split the D. Takes a shoulder from Gibson Struthers and goes down. Nyberg throws it over to Bundy. Bundy up to Nur. Nur stays on sides. Nice transition. Gets around the defender momentarily, but now she goes down. Loses the handle. Here's a chance for Manitoba if they hurry. Here's Frey. Frey working her way into the middle. Scoots around a defender. There's a shot on. Glove save by Gracia. Loose puck in front. Hasn't been covered yet. It has not. And the goal is waved off. Referee loses sight of the puck. So the save made by Aricia Gracia. Referee giving the coach from Manitoba a brief explanation of why the call on the ice was no goal. Frey will take the offensive zone draw. Puck is down, nearly wins it to herself. Ooh, nice defensive play there by Team Minnesota. Keeps Frey from getting a shot off. Dumped into the Team Minnesota zone. Here is Nyberg. Nyberg scooting around the back. Throws it up to Prosser. Goes off Prosser's stick. Now stuck along the sideboards. Nyberg. Nyberg somehow muscles the puck over to Volkers. It goes off Volker's skate and deep into the Manitoba zone. Wilson. Wilson plays it across. Manitoba will go D to D. Comes back to Wilson. Wilson chips it up the boards. Bundy stops it. Now here's Nur. Nur goes down. Team Minnesota playing keep away here down below the goal line. Eventually Manitoba does take it away. It's poked, it's held up at the blue line. Here's Donahue. Donahue to Nur in the middle. Nur winding, firing, block shot by Wilson. Bouncing puck sent towards the net, stopped by Roberts. Wilson desperately trying to clear that puck. Bundy pinches down and dumps it right back into the Manitoba end. The puck bouncing around, goes off the stick of Donahue. Here's Wilson again. Wilson spent a lot of this shift with the puck on her stick. Danica Wood. Wood into the middle. Oh, just scoots under the stick of Aubrey Makura. Makura had some space there to move, had the puck gone tape to tape. Centering try, winning the race to the puck. That'll be interference on Manitoba. So Team Minnesota will go on to the power play with 4:35 to go in the first period. Get the feeling here that if Team Minnesota converts on this power play and if they manage to score maybe two more with 4:35 left in the first, this game could be off to the proverbial or literal races. Nolander over to Nur. Nur to Bundy, back to Nur. Nur will be the point guard on this power play. She plays down to Stevens. Stevens launches a shot. Glove save held on to by Roberts. Very nice puck movement there by Team Minnesota, but Olivia Roberts more than up to the task. Roberts clearly one of the top netminders in this tournament, victorious in 3 consecutive one-goal games for the Manitoba All-Stars.
Manitoba All-Stars penalties, number 18, Aubrey Makura, 2 minutes for hooking, time penalty, 4:55.
On the blue line, Nur works her way in, makes 1 move, makes 2 moves, makes 3 moves, tries to put it in and can't do it. So 3 beautiful moves, but couldn't get enough of a shot off. She has the puck again, doesn't she? A backhand try, bouncing around in front. Stevens gets a stick on it and scores! Zoe Nur somehow finds Adriana Stevens, and Adriana Stevens knows what to do with the puck in close. She scores. So with 3:50 to go in the first period, our score 2-0 Team Minnesota Black over the Manitoba All-Stars. Not much Olivia Roberts could do on that one. Screened and on the penalty kill. Minnesota will go right back to work. Zins holds it in. Chipped up to the blue line. Here's Christian. Christian off the wall, intercepted by Gibson Struthers. It'll be Stevens from Nur is the official call. The puck eventually comes over the blue line. Back to Christian. Christian steps around a pair of Manitoba players. Sends the puck over to Prosser. Prosser has it poked away. Minnesota moves in packs. There's a long shot by Hardwick. That goes wide. Zins tries a shot. That also goes wide. So back-to-back point shots by Team Minnesota Black. Not exactly hitting their target. There's a shot on, held by Roberts. 2:45 to go in the first period, and I'm not sure if Manitoba has spent more than a few seconds in the Team Minnesota end. Play continues here. Bundy dumps it deep into the Manitoba end. Donahue. And McDonough, the forward line for Minnesota. Here's a chance. McDonough working her way in. Makes a move, makes another move. It's in front. There's a shot on. Roberts makes the aggressive play, coming out, cutting down the angle, and hanging on. Manitoba wins the defensive zone draw. Let's see if they can get something going in transition here. It's picked off by Nur. Nur down below the Manitoba goal line. She's in a foot race for that puck, and Zoe Nur doesn't lose too many of those. Ooh. Very nearly drawing another penalty here. Here's Nyberg. Nyberg at the red line. Zips it over to Donahue. Donahue over the blue line. Poking it, poked away by Wilson. Minnesota Black going right back to work. It's taken away by Wilson. Wilson sends it over looking for Vokey. Taken away by Preston. 1:20 to go in the period. Preston will carry it herself. Not much of an option. Loses the handle. And now can't get the pass off fast enough. Hardwick sends it over to Nolander. Great play by Hardwick to find the open player. Intercepted by Thompson. Thompson plays it up to Proctor. Proctor off the boards. Too hard to start anything. Sent forward. That'll be icing. Well, icing is waved off, apparently. A couple of players go into the boards. Nolander. Nice pass over to Stevens. Stevens skating ahead. Stevens and Nur, the forwards. Nice move by Stevens. Gives it to Nur. Nur on her backhand. Back to Stevens, who chips it just too high. Nur working her way out from behind the Manitoba net at the dot. Offers it up to Christian. Christian throws it across. It's blocked in front. Ends up on the stick of Nur. Whoa, looking on the back door. Couldn't get the pass away. Christian wrapped up with a Manitoba player. Stevens can't get the shot off. Nur will go down for it. Nur tied up with a Manitoba defender. Stevens into the middle, shot on, loose puck in front. No one can find the puck. Stevens on the backhand. It's stopped, and the buzzer goes. So through one period of play, Team Minnesota Black up 2-0 and holding all the cards. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Welcome back, folks. Period number 2 underway. Team Minnesota Black leading the Manitoba All-Stars by a score of 2-0. At the moment, Ali Zins and Adriana Stevens, the goal scorers. Both goals assisted by Zoe Neurer. Who very nearly creates another scoring chance here less than 30 seconds into the period. Christian throws it across. Neurer trying to bat it out of the air. She sends it ahead. Rebound loose in front. Covered up and held on to by Roberts. A dominant first period from Team Minnesota Black, out shooting Manitoba 13-4. Lots and lots of zone time for Team Minnesota. A long shot on it. Hits a Manitoba defender, and Manitoba will use that as a possible breakout attempt into the neutral zone, skating ahead across the red, across the blue. Puck now hung up along the sideboards. Nearly a dozen bodies going after it. Volkers doing battle with Wood. Wood has the puck along the red line, throws it across to the opposite side of the ice. Nobody home for Manitoba. Zins once again trying to clear it off the boards, unable to do so. Montaigne, the leading scorer for this Manitoba team, will dump it down. It's gathered up by Hardwick. Hardwick trying to settle the puck down. Somehow gets it over to Prosser. Prosser quickly overtaken by Frey. Frey holds the zone momentarily. Now Wood throws it towards the net, goes off the stick of Zins and into the corner. So Manitoba showing a little bit of life here early in the second frame. Puck goes off the wall to Prosser. Prosser sweeps it into the middle, stays on sides. Long shot stopped and played by Roberts. McDonough will skate it up herself. Bundy off the boards. McDonough off the boards again. Wilson throws it across Harrison. Stepping in front is Nyberg. Nyberg sends it over. It's now dumped in. Puck once again hung up in the corner. It comes to Preston. Preston will skate it out. Just over 12 minutes to play here in the second period. Preston, it's got McDonough going towards the net. She gives it to Donahue. Donahue's got a chance for it. Slides it over to McDonough, and the puck wobbles off McDonough's stick. Team Minnesota Black picking up where it left off near the end of the first period. And we're not exactly moving like NASCAR drivers out there, are we? Here is Zoe Neurer. Neurer slides it across. Beautiful pass. It's covered up and held onto by Roberts. Neurer manages to win the draw. It ends up on Hardwick's stick. She pushes it forward. And the bouncing puck gobbled up by Montaigne. Montaigne wraps it all the way around the boards. Adams. She looked up, and all of a sudden, Sydney Christian and Zoe Neurer were right on her. Stevens sends one towards the net, goes off the side of the cage. A rolling puck held up along the side. Here's Neurer. Neurer steps around a defender, steps around another, is now pinned up along the boards looking for help. Stevens comes down, but Manitoba attempts to clear. Hardwick holds it in along the blue line. Stevens and Neurer doing the dirty work down below the goal line. Here's Neurer. Neurer looking for an option. She's got Nolander creeping into the middle. She's got Stevens on the far post. Neurer shoved down by a Manitoba defender. Boy, Zoe Neurer has taken a bit of a beating today. The puck thrown in. It is offsides. You've heard of the Jordan rules. If you're of a certain age, Manitoba All-Stars may have their own version called the Neurer rules. Zoe Nur taking all of the attention of the Manitoba defense when she's got the puck low in that zone. And if I could remember the Jordan rules off the top of my head, I would wax poetic for the next 10 minutes about the Detroit Pistons, team defense, and Joe Dumars, and the microwave Vinnie Johnson, but I'm not going to do that today. Not today. Puck cleared into the neutral zone, gathering it up now. The Manitoba defense looking for any space, and they just don't have it. Here's a 2-on-1 chance for Team Minnesota. Volkers over to Prosser. Prosser shooting, and a glove save by Roberts. Boy, howdy, if it weren't for Olivia Roberts, this score could be much, much worse than 2-0. Olivia Roberts has played very well so far. Puck down, Preston wins the draw. Volkers slides it over. There's a shot on, another save by Roberts. Feels like I'm at every wedding reception since 1997. Puck cleared all the way down, goes off a skate, then I'll go all the way down for an icing. Right now, the lack of pace playing well for Manitoba All-Stars. Manitoba just looking for one counterpunch here to get on the board. A talented team who we've had the pleasure of seeing at least the past 2 seasons here at the North American Female Elite Showcase. A lot of talented players on this Manitoba squad. Right now, it feels like they just need one. They just got to get something on the board. And right now, I don't think Team Minnesota Black has any intention of allowing Manitoba to gain any momentum, whether this game is a track meet or a slugfest. Telltale sign of a team in the right mindset. We've got a couple of players on the Team Minnesota Black bench dancing during YMCA. It means they're happy. It means they're engaged. Always a good sign. Brinley Bundy back checking. She might be the fastest player on the ice, gaining speed through the neutral zone. Blue line, red line, blue line. Bobbles it, now poked away. Nice play by Thompson. Here's Zins. Zins backhands it down into the corner. Up along the boards, it's cleared out. Is it hard enough for an icing? It is hard enough for an icing. .902. I think my voice just cracked there. 9:02 to go in the second period. I can feel the vocal cords beginning to fray. It has been a long, fruitful weekend here at the North American Female Elite Showcase. 4 days jam-packed with action and smiles and everything in between. There's a shot on by Stevens. It bobbles just wide. The loose puck gathered up by Stevens. Looking for a little bit of help. She backhands it to Nur. Nur pinned up along the boards. My gosh, it is almost deathly quiet in this building. Maybe lightning will strike and we'll get a little electricity going here. Hardwick dumps it in. Gibson Struthers trying to pull the puck away from Elena Nolander. Now taken away, Manitoba. Manitoba with a little bit of life. Here they come across the blue line. There's a shot. It's blocked. There's another shot and a save by Gracia. There's a shot. Bobbling puck. Montaigne just out of reach for her. If somebody's going to get Manitoba on the board, it might as well be a leading scorer, Brielle Montaigne. Minnesota clears. Gibson Struthers spinning away from trouble. Off the wall to the blue line. Vokey backhands it across. Manitoba will be, oh, I thought they were going to be offsides, but apparently on. Puck goes over the bench. We'll have the face-off in the Team Minnesota zone. Face-off goes off the boards, and here could be a chance for Palmer Prosser if she can outrace the puck. Of course she can. Scoops it up at the blue line, tries a backhand shot, bouncing puck in front and swept to the side. Angelina Frey sends it all the way up. Beautiful play to Harrison. Harrison racing with Bundy, and Bundy wins the race. Bundy over to Preston. Preston plays it on to Prosser. Prosser at the red line, looking for Preston. Puck just out of her reach, but it's gathered up by Volkers. Volkers working her way in. Stopped at the line by Bundy. Bundy will dump it down. Volkers behind the Manitoba net. Somehow the puck ends up on Prosser's stick. Prosser, Volkers, and Preston. A forward line that I wouldn't want to face at men's league, let alone in a tournament setting. Angelina Frey carries it in for Manitoba, tries to cut across the ice and runs into Addie Preston. Preston across the blue, scooting wide. She's got options in the middle, right in front. Nyberg shooting, scores! Oh, top shelf where Grandma keeps the pick one. Peanut butter, cookies, chocolates, whatever medication grandmas take. Piper Nyberg has put Team Minnesota Black up 3-0. My goodness, boy, Roberts came out aggressively, looked to have taken away the whole net, but Piper Nyberg, with a flick of the wrist, goes top shelf.
Piper Nyberg. Assist number 12, Addison Preston. Time to goal, 6:33.
I mean, Nyberg from Preston. There's a shot. That goes wide. That was a great play by Preston to beat the defender wide and then sliding a perfect pass to Nyberg to extend this Team Minnesota lead. To the middle. Wood at the blue line. Wood sends it toward the net and goes just wide, going after it now. Manitoba desperately hoping for just an ounce of momentum. Suppose if I'm talking about Manitoba, I shouldn't say ounce, I should say something like milligram, or kilometer, or loonie. It's something else Canadian, Greg. Give me another Canadian colloquialism. What? Hoser? Oh. What does that mean? Thanks, research department. Rebound in front, and the puck slithers off the stick of Manitoba's Brooke Adams. A premium scoring chance there for Manitoba. The All-Stars starting to show a little fight, a little punch, a little caffeine here. And the blue line sent toward the net, goes just wide, now gathered up. Vokey up to the blue line. Wood shoots it, goes off the skate of Hardwick and goes wide. Adams chasing it down along the half wall, fans on the pass, regains the puck, throws it across, nobody home. Intercepted by Donahue. Donahue sends the puck all the way down as hard as she can, so it'll be icing with 4:33 to play in the second period. The face-off will be the Team Minnesota Black zone to the left of Aricia Gracia, who hasn't had to do a whole heck of a lot today. Minnesota with a understated commanding lead. Here's a chance on the goal line. There's a shot that goes off the post. Stevens clears it into the middle. Stevens going after it at the blue line. Goes off the wall, ends up on the stick of Frey. Frey at the red line, Frey at the blue line. Turns and sends it toward the net, goes just wide. 4 minutes to play in the second period. Stevens skating ahead over to Christian, nice pass. Now here's Preston. Preston looking for her second point of the day into the middle. Sends a shot towards the net. Goes off the skate of Roberts and wide. Now in the corner, Team Minnesota player goes down. The chance for Manitoba. Frey has a player in the middle. It's Makura. Frey will shoot, and it goes too high. Duhamel throws it in, very close to being offsides. A tricky change here for both teams. Their benches, their forward end of the benches, leaning into the other team's zone. Off the wall, 2 Minnesota Black players and 1 Manitoba skater going after it. Here's Thompson. Thompson off the boards, held in at the blue line by Zins. Zins walking ahead. Here's a chance. Nur slides it over to Stevens. Stevens shoots, and a big save by Roberts. Oh. Zoe Nur will take the draw for Team Minnesota. It's won by Manitoba's Brielle Montaigne, and we'll see if Manitoba can pick back up where it was just a few moments ago. What do you know? Here comes Manitoba. Vokey carrying it ahead, tries to go outside on Bundy. Bundy steers her away. Here's Montaigne. Montaigne battling with Bundy. Montaigne plays it low to Vokey. Vokey tries to execute a little give and go with Montaigne. Montaigne sends it in front, just out of the reach of Adams. My goodness gracious, Manitoba only an inch or two from putting together some real quality chances. Volkers tries a backhand. That goes wide. Adams tries to clear, can't do it. Here's a chance for Prosser. Prosser on the backhand. Big save by Roberts. Another big save by Roberts. The puck comes to Zins at the blue line. Zins winding, firing. Another save by Roberts. Loose puck in front. If I say another save by Roberts, there's a shot. There's a blocked shot by Montaigne. And the puck eventually comes into the neutral zone. Boy, Olivia Roberts putting on a show between the pipes here for Manitoba. A long pass across. Now to Preston at the blue line. Puck goes up. McDonough. Little toe drag around Wilson. McDonough in the corner on the backhand, battling. Here's Montaigne once again. Montaigne out of the blue line. That'll be offsides. Everybody gets on. What are we waiting for? Still offsides. Now onsides. Okay. Nice work there by the referee, Jason Bergeron, to keep an eye on the Team Minnesota bench to make sure no one was sneaking on too quickly. Morrison throws it up to Frey. Frey has it poked away along the blue line. Christian going after it into the middle. There's a backhand try, intercepted by the Team Minnesota defense. Frey going shoulder to shoulder with Hardwick, and
Less than a minute to play in the first period.
Frey ends up going down. Donahue, nice little one-handed tap over to Nur. Nur wins the race to the puck. Now at the goal line, Nur curling around the Manitoba net, head up all the way, looking for an option. Now peeling away from the sideboard, Nur over to Christian. Christian at the top of the circle makes one move, makes two moves, throws the puck toward the net. It bobbles wide. The puck rolling like a wheel around the sideboards, held in by Christian. Time continuing to tick away, 15 seconds to go in the period. Frey plays it into the middle. Now Bundy going after it. 8 seconds to go in the period. Bundy spins away from everyone. Beautiful pass to Stevens. She's got 3 seconds to get a shot off. She got it towards the net, but Roberts up to the task. Through 2 periods, Team Minnesota Black leading Manitoba All-Stars 3-0. Puck is down. The third period is underway through 2 periods. Team Minnesota Black leading the Manitoba All-Stars 3-0, and it has not appeared close. Shots on goal through 2 periods, 25-10 in favor of Team Minnesota. Manitoba did show some signs of life during the second period, including a hit post and a couple of shots from close range, but Minnesota's goaltender, Aricia Gracia, able to withstand the barrage. A scoring summary from the second period with 6:33 to play in the second. Piper Nyberg goes top shelf on an assist from Addie Preston. The only goal of the period. Stevens eventually clears it into the middle. Makira will go off for a change. Thompson slides it to Vokey. Stopped at the blue line. Here's Nolander. Nolander has Neurer and Stevens in the middle. She plays it low to Neurer. Neurer with 2 assists on the day. She's the division's leading scorer. The puck goes off her stick. It'll be chased down by Christian. Christian spinning away from trouble on her backhand. Plays it to Neurer. Neurer into the middle, a bouncing puck. Rooney Kringen. Oh, and Team Minnesota's Elena Nolander will sit 2 minutes, I believe, for slashing. Manitoba offsides. Right off the draw. A reminder, you can watch 5 of our 6 championship games. You can find the link at the top of the homepage of youthhockeyhub.com. That's youthhockeyhub.com, youthhockeyhub.com. Manitoba on the power play, but unable to clear its own zone. There's a shot on, stopped by Roberts once again. Olivia Roberts currently at 23 saves on 26 shots on goal with 12:40 to go in the third period. The next game that we'll have for you, I believe, is the 2011 championship game, which will once again feature a Team Minnesota squad. Donahue tries to play it over to McDonough. McDonough going after it, doing battle with Wilson. She steals it from her. Here's McDonough. McDonough, oh, slides it across looking for Neurer, and the puck went just under her stick. Here's Bundy along the goal line. Bundy to Donahue. Donahue, Makira trying to clear. Makira bumps Donahue into the boards. Makira may be given the benefit of the doubt there, considering she stands about a head and a half shorter than Donahue. Coming around the corner, shoulder to shoulder, both players go down. Adams on the backhand cannot clear. Time has run out on the penalty. Team Minnesota Black back to full strength. McDonough backhands the puck into her own zone where it's scooped up by Bundy. Bundy long pass through the neutral zone, stopped by Wilson. Wilson plays it back toward the Minnesota end. It's intercepted by Zins. Zins, with one of Team Minnesota's 3 goals so far, makes a move. Played it too far ahead of herself. It's swept into the corner by Thompson. Montaigne. Couple of players go down. We'll see who ends up with the penalty with 10:28 to go in the period. .25 to go in the third period. Team Minnesota Black will go on the power play. Brielle Montaigne will sit 2 minutes for tripping. Nur will skate it herself with the player advantage across the blue line. Scoots around her defender, cutting towards the net. Now to her backhand, and she scores. Hey, Greg, clip that one. Put it on a highlight reel. Clip it. 9:49 to go in the third period, and Zoe Neuer puts one on the board. Beautiful goal there from Neuer. That'll be Neuer unassisted on the power play. Score now 4-0. Looks like we have a small mechanical issue in the penalty box. Something about a door. Well, somebody call the county. Actually, don't call the county. They're slow. Fantastic. We got the door closed and everything. 4-0 our score with 9:45 to go in the third period. Here's a chance for Team Minnesota to make it 5. Volker's shooting from long range, gloved and held onto by Roberts. A small note for those of you watching at home, at 4-0, we are 1 goal away from running time.
Team Minnesota goal scored by number 8, Zoe Neuer. That's an unassisted goal scored on the power play at 9:49.
Zins shooting right into the chest of Roberts, who hangs on expertly. I am going to say, once again, the score may be 4-0, but without Manitoba goaltender Olivia Roberts playing as well as she has, the score could be much, much worse. There's a solid bet that we would already be in the lobby drinking hot chocolate if Olivia Roberts had not played as well as she has. Thompson plays it into the middle. Bundy sends it ahead. It's intercepted by Makura. Makura steps around Bundy on the backhand. Hardwick gets a stick on it and directs the puck wide. Nice play by Hardwick. Comes out front. Harrison shooting. Bundy with the block shot. Bundy sends it over to McDonough. McDonough one-hands it. Now here's Thompson. Thompson runs into nothing but trouble, and the puck ends up on the stick of Zoe Neuer. She's got McDonough in the middle. Sends it over to her. She's got to get the puck to settle down. She won't be able to do it. McDonough with a stick lift. McDonough on the backhand, and now it's Donahue. Donahue looking for McDonough. Whoa, and Neuer goes down. The Manitoba defender may have had Neuer's left arm in an arm bar. Is that a wrestling move, Greg? You wrestled in high school, didn't you, Greg? No? Basketball? Okay. No, you didn't. Yeah, you did, Captain. Basketball captain Greg Tinty. I only bring up Greg because it's a wonderful time in the program to thank Greg and his staff, Tom, Jeff Papis, Eric Zamora. Is that Eric's last name? Zamora? Ah, good for me. I remembered. Eric, Tom, Jeff, and Greg for making all of this possible. They do an outstanding job. I would highly recommend finding Greg on LinkedIn and asking if he can film your first communion, first reconciliation, weddings, hockey games, dog and pony show, which is, hockey tournaments. But in all seriousness, Greg and his team do an outstanding job. Cannot recommend them highly enough. Oh, here's a chance for Manitoba. Duhamel carrying it ahead and has it poked away by Nyberg. Across the blue line, Nyberg into the corner. And shot goes wide. Time ticking away on the game here. 7:40 to go in the third period. Into the middle now, nearly intercepted by Gibson Struthers, hung up on the red line. Here is Thompson. Thompson was gaining speed, ended up losing the handle. The puck rolls into the corner. Penalty will be called. That'll be Thompson, 2 minutes for tripping. So Team Minnesota Black will go back on the power play with 6:58 to go in regulation. There's a chance on the power play. A backhand try, paddle save there by Roberts. Nice pass by Nur over to Prosser. Glances off Prosser's stick. Now into the corner. Volkers up top to Nur. Nur steps around Harrison. And we'll go chase it into the corner. Nur setting back up. Volkers into the middle for Prosser. Intercepted. Here comes Manitoba with a chance. A 2-on-1 if they hurry. Harrison carrying it down. Gives it to Makura. Makura slides it back looking for Harrison. And a beautiful play by Sidney Christian on the back check. Outstanding. Play still rolling along. Manitoba getting some pressure on the penalty kill. The final minute of that penalty wasting away. Here's Preston. Preston into the middle, stepping in and intercepting it is Montaigne. .20 seconds to go in the power play. Not a lot of pressure here from Team Minnesota. Scooped up, here's Hardwick. Hardwick sends it ahead to Zins. Zins could have a step on the defender if she goes just a touch faster. The shot goes off the post. Zins coming very close to getting her second goal of the game. Bundy tries a shot. It's blocked by Duhamel. Duhamel pushes it ahead. Now Vokey going after it. She's locked up with Donahue. Hardwick off the boards, doing battle. Now McDonough, Duhamel, McDonough. Now Donahue. Now Zins along the board. Off the shin pads, Adams. Proctor stepping into the play is Hardwick, who interrupts any momentum that Manitoba may have had. Pushed into the Manitoba zone, 4:25 to go in regulation. Christian steps up, intercepts. There's a pass across. Nyberg going after it. Off the wall, Nyberg will skate it ahead herself. Poke there by Frey. Dumped in by Nyberg. Centering, try bouncing puck, somehow gets all the way back to Nyberg at the top of the circle. She tries a shot. That goes wide. 3:30 to go in the third period. Now at the dot, it's dumped all the way down. We'll see if this is called icing. Yes, it is with 3:25 to go. So with 3:10 to go in regulation, Manitoba on the board. Brielle Montaigne breaking the shutout and making it 4-1. And we'll see if Manitoba opts to take a timeout here, maybe regroup, see if they can't hang on to this momentum and pop another one home. Pass goes ahead, that slides underneath the stick. Will be icing. We'll have another face-off in the Team Minnesota end. So the face-off in the Minnesota zone. Here's another chance for Manitoba. Puck is down, and Team Minnesota player goes down. Frey centering try. It's at the dot. There's a shot and a big block shot. A couple of players go down now at the blue line. Thompson across the blue line into the middle, loses the handle. There's a shot, glances off the glove of Gracia and is cleared into the neutral zone. At the blue line, Frey. Frey tries a shot at the dot. That flutters wide. Just over 2 minutes to play. Zins trying to clear. It's held in by Thompson. Thompson winds and fires, directed to the side. Paddle saved by Roberts. She sweeps it to the side. Nur applying all sorts of pressure late in the game. Nur on her forehand, shooting, another big save by Roberts. Hardwick tries a shot. That flutters high. Covered up and held onto by Gracia. 1:31 to play in regulation. Looks like the Manitoba coaches are going over, and they will call a timeout. I was waiting for that. Manitoba will take a timeout, and we will be right back in 60 seconds. Welcome back, folks. 1:31 to go in regulation. Manitoba has called its timeout, and Olivia Roberts is now on the bench. One last gasp for Manitoba in front. Glove save by Gracia. Play resumes. Manitoba desperately trying to put 3 more on the board. Thompson in front to Harrison. Bouncing puck pulled away from harm by Hardwick. Off the glass. Oh, and it sneaks into the neutral zone. The shot on by McDonough. That goes just wide. That would have been the nail. Here's Neuer. Neuer will put it away. Zoe Neuer scores her second goal of the game with 55 seconds to play. And that should ice it for Team Minnesota Black.
Minnesota's 5th goal, scored by number 8, her second of the game, Zoe Neuer. Assist by number 2, Sydney Christian.
Sydney Christian will pick up an assist on that goal. 35 seconds to go. And yet another championship for this team at Minnesota Black squad. Emerging victorious earlier this spring, the Cowgirl shootout in Nashville. They can add one more to the trophy case as Kringen dumps it in for Manitoba. Congratulations to Team Minnesota Black, a 5-1 victory over the Manitoba All-Stars. The countdown has begun. We are under 10 seconds to go. A reminder, you can find our championship streams on the homepage of youthhockeyhub.com. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for going on this journey with us. Once again, congratulations to Team Minnesota Black.
The last 4 teams to please line up on the boards. Let's give these girls a great round of applause for a great game, guys. We're now presenting the most outstanding defenseman to Team Minnesota number 2, Sydney Christian. The most outstanding goaltender from Manitoba, number 33, Olivia Roberts. The most outstanding forward from Team Minnesota, number 8, Zoe Mirror. And congratulations to Team Manitoba, the runners-up. Coaches, come grab your medals. Let's give them a big round of applause.